Okay, so my name is Kim Danke, and I started Shibboleth this year, and I cannot tell you how happy I am that I was led to Shibboleth by the Lord. I am a person who does not like to diet, but I have a master's degree in education, and I used to be a school teacher and a principal, and so I'm a person that would educate myself on what I should be eating and what I shouldn't be eating, and those kind of things. But I'd also, if I was reading books and paying attention to what I was doing, and I was on and I was doing great. But if I wasn't reading books and paying attention to what I was doing, I was trying to eat everything I could, like, that tastes good. That's put that in my mouth, or that I want to eat that today. So I was either really, really on or I was really, really off. Okay. And I'm sure that everybody can attest to that. But here's what Shibboleth is going to bring into your life. Shibboleth is going to bring balance into your life. And that is one of the most important things that you can just embrace right now. Shibboleth is going to give you balance, because we do hope that you have perfect days, because perfect days are going to get you from where you are now, which is a spot that I'm assuming that you don't want to be in. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been seeking us out and trying to find this opportunity here. But it's going to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. But guess what? We cannot be perfect every single day. So we have holidays, and those holidays are important. You take them, but then you see them as what they are. This is a day this is not something that you're supposed to be doing 365 days out of the year. This is something that you do every once in a while, and then you just go back onto Shibboleth. So living the Shibboleth plan includes perfect days and holidays, okay? So you don't have to think, because I'm having a holiday, I'm off the plan. No, you're not. You're doing the plan, okay? So you just have to come back to your perfect days. So just because you're having holidays does not mean that you are off the plan. Now, some of you folks weren't. Okay, first of all, let me tell you this. If you guys are not in the Facebook group, the Shibboleth New Member Fast Track Facebook group, you need to join that, because there's a lot of folks on here tonight that were not on my live last night. And so because of that, I'm going to recap very, very quickly the way that we live this program, but then I'm going to go into the simple food combining, which is the topic of tonight's webinar. So in Shibboleth, there are two modes. We have weight loss mode, or we have maintenance mode. So if you have never hit your goal weight and you don't have your victory badge, then in your profile, because you do need to edit your profile in the website, in your profile, you click edit and you just answer all the little drop-down menus and everything. One of those is going to be, are you in weight loss or are you in maintenance? If you've not hit your goal weight and you don't have your victory badge, you're going to leave that in weight loss, okay? So there's only two modes in Shibboleth, weight loss or maintenance. And then there's only two types of days in Shibboleth. We have a perfect day or we have a holiday. When you are in weight loss, you can have up to 6 holidays in a calendar month if you want them. And the reason I say want them is because I don't feel like they're a need, honestly, because there's so much food on Shibboleth that it's really a want more than a need if you to use your holidays. But once you get into maintenance, you can have up to 12 holidays. So seriously, get to maintenance as quickly as possible, and then just live this balanced lifestyle. It is amazing. So you have up to 12 holidays when you are in maintenance, but 6 when you're in weight loss, okay? And it's very important for you guys that are doing the program to keep the integrity of the program as it is, because honestly, it works like crazy if you keep the program like it is. And I'm the rule follower, so I just do exactly as Travis taught me, and I dropped 50 pounds this year in about 4.5 months, and it was crazy, amazing, and awesome, and I feel so much better. And so that we have those holidays available. But then we live every single day by the Shibboleth Shield, okay? Now, Shibboleth is the actual pronunciation of it, okay? But we're in Georgia, most of us, many of us are, and so we countrify it a little bit, and we say Shibboleth, okay? So that's where you get Shibboleth from. But Shibboleth is the actual Hebrew pronunciation, and Shibboleth is a password from the book of Judges. And you know what? Password is a secret, and we have found these secrets to weight loss, and or Travis found them, put them all into a program. Guess what? We don't have to come up with the program. We just get to follow the program. And that's very, very exciting. Okay, so there's 5 components to the Shibboleth Shield. 1, you want to drink your water every day. The minimum amount that you need to get in a day is 64 ounces. You want to get in 128 ounces. That's a gallon, okay? And if you are busy getting that gallon in, I'm going to tell you, you're not going to be hungry. Number 2, journal your food. And I went over this a lot last night. So if you get into that Facebook group, there was a YouTube video from last week, and then there was a live last night. You can go back and watch those two, okay? 2, journal your food. It's required. Number 3, you want to combine your foods in a way that controls insulin. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight and some of the resources that you have. Component number 4 is portion control. We all need to portion control. That just makes sense that you would have to portion control. So it's the whole package of the Shibboleth Shield that comes together that gets us into efficient fat burning. So we want to follow all of those. Portion control is real simple. I love the fact that we do not have to weigh our food. We don't have to measure our food. We don't have to count calories. You put your 2 hands together like that as closely as possible. You cover up your food. And as long as you don't have food sticking all out around your hands, you've portion controlled. Just eat off of a smaller plate. Okay. So it's super simple, but you do want to make sure that you're getting enough protein at each meal as well, because that will help you stay not hungry. And then number 5 of the Shibboleth Shield is the timing. Okay. Now, timing is the one component of the Shibboleth Shield that will not throw you off of having a perfect day if you don't get it quite right. And here's why. We all have different schedules. In this program, anybody can do it. It's really practical, sustainable, and it's so much fun. And anybody can do it. So if you have a different kind of funky work schedule or life schedule, then this is the one that if you don't hit this just right, it's not going to throw you off of having a perfect day, okay? But I am going to explain it real quick for optimization purposes. When you wake up in the morning, try to eat within an hour or 2 of waking. I know some people don't like to eat as soon as they wake up, so eat within an hour or 2, hopefully, of waking. And then, because you're stoking your metabolism with that. And then you are going to eat lunch 4 to 6 hours later, and then you eat dinner 4 to 6 hours later, okay? And if you'll say that to yourself right now, I get to eat breakfast, and then 4 to 6 hours later, I get to eat lunch, and 4 to 6 hours later, I get to eat dinner. That sounds like a very reasonable time frame. But one of the things we're doing is grazing. And so we want to try to get away from grazing, because grazing is suffocating our metabolism. It is putting it out. It is not helping it, okay? And then included in your other options for timing might be some freebies if you need those, if you get hungry between meals. I don't really think you need so many of those, but we're going to talk about them, because here's the thing. It's better to go to a freebie, or we have an extra or a snack. It's better to go to those and not come out of efficient fat burning than it is just to throw your hands up in the air and say, I can't do this, I need a bag of chips. Okay, so you utilize all of your options to not come out of efficient fat burning. But obviously we're trying to go into a calorie deficit, and even doing all of those approved things isn't getting us into a calorie deficit if we're doing all of them every single day. So for the fastest burning weight loss, 3 meals a day would be the best. But if you need the others, they are there for a moment of mental weakness. Now, in the beginning, there were several times where I went to bed, 7 o'clock at night, I went and got in the bed, because once I got in the bed, I wasn't getting back up again to go dirty up my kitchen or make some meal or do something. I just wasn't doing it. So go to bed early if you have to. Chew some gum if you have to. Get that water in. Those are all things that'll help you not graze between meals, and then your body gets used to it, okay? And one of the things that you may be like me. Do you like to accomplish things and you like to win? I like to win. When I'm playing a game, I don't play to lose. I play to win. And so just play the Shibboleth Shield every single day to win. And you play this meal by meal by meal. It goes into day by day by day. It goes into month by month by month. It goes into year by year by year. And you're living this. You're living this as a lifestyle. So just keep that in mind, okay? So real quick, what we're going to do, make sure I don't have any questions there. Hello, Elsie. Hello, Deborah. All right. So I'm going to share my screen with you. And tonight's topic is food combining, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the resources that you have at your fingertips so that you will know what you can do. And I want y'all to be ready to type because I may ask some questions. The first question is going to be, can you see my screen? Okay, so I'm going to share this with you. And y'all let me know if you can see my screen, please. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now y'all's dashboard may look different than this right here, or it may look like this. This is for a brand new person. So if you're not brand new, it wouldn't look like this, okay? But a brand new person's dashboard looks like this. You've got some daily doses here, your journal, your weekly timing chart, your food library, the recipe library, restaurant guide, all of our live classes listed. And what that means by live classes, that does not mean in person necessarily. Live classes means live online, and you can sign up for those. If you want to see the other classes for if we've got some in your area, then you can look somewhere else. We're not going to talk about that tonight. But anyway, we got May Day. May Day means you want to set up a mentor appointment. Y'all make sure that you utilize all of your resources in Shibboleth. Shibboleth, we have no lack of attempt to keep everybody on track and focused, and we'll allow you to have as many mentor appointments as you need. You just click on that May Day button right there, okay? So what we're going to do real quick is for a new person, if you are seeing this dashboard and see the word dashboard up here at the top, if you see this dashboard right here, when you are brand new, it's a little bit limited as compared to the bigger website. So those of you that are not new, then this is not going to be familiar to you, because what we're doing with newer folks is we're making the beginning part just a little bit smaller to make it more easier and do it. Sorry, more easier. That's not a word. We're making it easier so that you can not feel so overwhelmed, because there's a lot of information in here, which is great, but we also don't want you to become overwhelmed in the beginning. But that's why we do the fast track videos too. So that's why you need to be in that group, because I will do a daily video every single day showing you different parts of the website and how to use them. But do you see this little blue thing right here that says unlock all phases? If you were to click that before you finish all the daily doses, take the test, pass the test, and earn the badge, then you would be skipping some steps that we recommend that you do. And so you can click there, but we don't recommend that you click there. So the first thing that I'm going to show you right now is I'm hoping, can y'all see this? I just clicked on this welcome packet. Can y'all see that? You can see the packet? Okay, good. Okay, so I hope that y'all all got this packet in your email. But if you did not get it in an email, here it is. It's right here. So what you would do is where your daily doses are, you click on the daily doses, and you see right here, there's 10 blue links. Right here, this is the things that you need to focus on. And if you didn't get them in an email, don't worry about the email. They're right here, okay? So we've got your welcome packet. And I highly recommend that you read every single thing that you get your hands on from the first word to the last word. Now, here's why that's important. This is the information that you're going to need for the rest of your life, okay? So it really annoys me when I hear people say, I don't have time to watch videos. I don't have time to read that. And then they start asking all kinds of crazy questions on these on our Facebook group. And then I'm thinking, well, golly, if you had just watched that video, you would know that answer. Or if you had just read, that little bit of the welcome kit, you would know that answer. And y'all know it doesn't take long to do these things. But if it's not a priority, you're not going to do it. So please, I'm begging you, make it a priority so that you can know it. Because once you've learned it, and then you just live it, okay? So take this week to focus in on the fast track, all right? So you can read this welcome packet, okay? And this progress profile, you can fill that in if you want to, but I just edited it on the website and have access to that. And then you've got some grocery lists listed here. Just some sample things that might help you get started, okay? Now, I'm not going to read all those because you can read that. I will go into some other ones more deeply, but you want to have your welcome packet and you want to read it. And guess what? When you read these things in 5, 6, 7 different documents, you read them, it's going to be a little repetitive in different areas, but that helps you figure out what you need to do. You know, we all have to have things repeated to us so that we can know what they are. Okay, so then this one, this is a well-loved sheet right here. This one is phase 1, fastest weight loss combination rules. And we have 7 categories in Shibboleth, because component number 3 is combining your foods in a way that control insulin. And we have 7 categories of food, and there are certain categories that you can eat with other ones, and there's certain ones that you should not eat with other ones. So you'll want to read this right here, but it's the second page right here that people love. Let me get to the second page. Okay, so it's this way on my my computer, but once you print that out, you can look at it landscape. Everything listed here in this center group is the category 2 fibrous carb. And what these little blue arrows are showing you is that you could pair anything in this category with a category 1, which is right here, and you would have a fast fat burning meal. So you just put those together and you eat it. And then you shows you right here, you can have a category 2 with some of these, a category 4 protein plus fats right there. There's some approved cooking oils listed right here. And then you've got your superfoods that you can eat with a category 2. And then you've got your shellfish, which you can eat with a category 2. And then you've got some condiments listed. So you can see how just printing that out will help you get some meal plans together, okay? And we're going to go over again in a minute, because this whole webinar tonight is on the categories and how to combine them. But if you are in the Facebook group, the Fast Track New Member Facebook group, I have at least 4 weeks worth of meal plans in there from the month of December. And what you do is you just look through there and you see some meals that you like, you write them down, you get the stuff you need, and that's what you eat. And I even have what I ate for the first 20 days. And y'all don't think it's any type of magical meal plan, because it wasn't. Because I mean, I was sticking with stuff that I knew was safe. I probably ate 30 Mighty Muffins in my first 20 days because I knew they were safe. I was enjoying them and I was losing weight doing it. By the way, I lost 9 pounds in my first week and 18.5 pounds in my first month. I lost 35.5 pounds in 3 months exactly. And then I went into our maintenance program, and in maintenance, no, I'm not rushing. And in maintenance, I lost another 15 pounds. So it's crazy how this will work for you if you just do it. Okay. So we've got these 2 categories that you can put together. So y'all are going to want to print these and have a look at these and go back through those Facebook groups and check out the posts that are in there. I try my best to keep those Facebook groups really clean so that you're not having to look through thousands of posts from people. That's what the silver level group is. And that's what the Facebook, the gold level groups, those are for that. But this one is specifically to help you in your first week. Okay, so now we are going to look at, I can get this thing to do right. A combination chart. So this is the phase 1 combination chart, okay? So it says to cook, I'm going to read this blue area, cook with zero drag, 100% MCT oil or PAM cooking spray. You may add condiments to any meals. Approved condiments or 0 calorie or near 0 calorie condiments are really the best, okay, because they can make it really flavorful, but you're not applying a lot of calories through condiments. You may have up to 3 meals in a portion control plate, or use your 2-hand rule on a 6 to 8 inch plate. Approved snacks and freebies are only allowed if you're having a moment of weakness, and you should lose 3 to 10 pounds in your first week. I say 7 pounds in 7 days, especially if you were just getting started and you're having your first perfect day and you go 7 days. I would say that you can easily lose 7 pounds doing this. And you can lose up to 10% of your body weight in the first month. And then what's going to happen after that is you're going to lose about 1% a week until you get close to 20 pounds until your goal. And then you're going to lose about half a pound a week going there. And then you want to follow this week and then take the test, pass the test, and earn that first badge. So this, I love this combination chart, but I'm going to go to my favorite combination chart. It's got a little bit more information on there than this one, but this is what it looks like. Okay. I really like this one right here. Okay, so the brand of oil that is recommended, the one that we highly, highly recommend is 100% MCT oil. It is zero drag. That is the brand name of it. And we sell that at the Shibboleth store. You can buy that at the Shibboleth store online. And you can come to Cartersville and get it, or Dalton, or you can buy it online. And that's one we recommend. Now, I've never bought any other MCT oil. That's just the MCT oil that I use because that's what Travis recommends. I don't question Travis. Travis has 20 years of experience helping tens of thousands of people lose, I'm serious, millions of pounds. So why would I question what he says? So I go with the zero drag. But if you don't want to use that, the Now brand from Amazon is the one that he recommends. And there are other ones that you can use, the MCT oil, but you want to make sure that it is 100% MCT oil, that it hasn't been blended with anything else. You may also use coconut oil because coconut oil is 60% MCT oil, and you can use ghee butter and Pam cooking spray. So those are some of the approved oils. And so this is the chart that I loved. Okay. Now here's the thing. I really did not do any of these blue combinations right here in my weight loss phase, just because once you decide you want to make a change, are you not ready to have it off like yesterday? You want to make it go quick. So I didn't do these combinations, but they are there. And let me just tell you, it says fast combinations up there. Now, it says fast combinations up there because it's very different than what you're currently doing. You're still going to be applying all the other parts to the Shibboleth Shield to it, and it's all going to work together, and you are going to lose weight. But this blue column is sort of like you are taking the scenic route to your destination. Okay, so that would be more like the blue column. You will get there. You might enjoy the journey a little bit more too because you're not you're adding in some fruits and some energy carbs and things like that. But if you really want to make fast progress, stick in these two columns right here. Now, what I did was I stuck in these two columns right here, but then on a day that I wanted to feel like I was having a holiday, but really wasn't coming out of EFB for that holiday, then I would do a fast combination from the blue column and have an extra and a snack. I didn't come out of EFB, but I felt like I was having a holiday. So that is some strategy that you can use in weight loss. But if we're looking right here at this yellow column, you'll see that you've got this lean protein right here. And then one of this other combinations is a lean protein and a fibrous carb. You can do a lean protein and a superfood. Now, these numbers here, this doesn't mean eat one lean protein and then eat one lean protein and two fibrous carbs. That's not what that means. Category 1 is a lean protein. So this is the number of the category, and then this is the initials. So this is the abbreviation of the category, LP for lean protein. And this means that you can eat a lean protein and a fibrous carb together. And this one means you can eat a lean protein and a superfood together. This one means you can have a protein plus fat and a fibrous carb together. So it's not that you need to eat 7 shellfish. 7 is the category number, and shellfish is the abbreviation. SHF is the abbreviation. And then you've got your category 2 fibrous carb. So I hope that makes sense as to how that is read. And also, just to kind of answer some other questions that people ask about this, I've heard questions like, do I have to eat everything that's on this list in a day? No. What you do is you pick out one of these that you want to have for breakfast. You pick out one of these you want to have for lunch. You pick out one of these you want to have for dinner, and that's what you have. So these are just all the options listed for you, okay? And then if you look right down here at the bottom, you can have meal replacements. Now, meal replacements, this is one of those things that makes the lifestyle very quick and easy and doable for many people who have an extremely busy schedule. So in the mornings when you don't have time to make breakfast, do a meal replacement. Or maybe you have time to make breakfast, but because you made breakfast, you didn't have time to make yourself a lunch. Well, throw in a meal replacement in your bag, and then you can have that for lunch. So meal replacements just make this doable so that you don't have to end up somewhere by accident and eat something that is not approved for a perfect day. You just have a meal replacement in your bag all the the time. Okay, look over here at this red column. Do you see the addition? So like this is 1 LP. Over here in the yellow, it says 1 LP. This is 1 LP plus 2 FC. That just means a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Look over here, that says a lean protein and a fibrous carb. But if you'll notice, see how the letters MCT are at the end of every one of those, but it's not right here. That's because MCT aids in the weight loss process. So MCT is a medium chain triglyceride, and it's very different than the oils that you're probably using right now, which canola oil, vegetable oil, olive oil, things like that. Those are LCTs, long chain triglycerides. And so they take a really long time to burn up in the body. And in comparison to the MCTs, which take a very short period of time to burn up, they burn up like that. All right. A lot of it burns up in cooking, as a matter of fact, and then in your body, it will continue to burn up. Now, here's the thing. If you want to get into efficient fat burning, which we all do, and it takes 2 perfect days to get into efficient fat burning, and then you want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. Once you get into efficient fat burning, and you're not doing a lot of energy, carbs, and fruit, which would be slowing down the process. If you're not doing those and you're not giving your body really easy, accessible energy, your body is going to have to access stored fat for energy. This is why you want to use MCT oil, because it doesn't linger around on your body. It burns up quickly. And when you need to expend energy, your body can't go to some oil that's just in your body. You can access stored fat, and that's how we end up burning fat. And also MCT oil is thermogenic, so it helps burn a little bit of extra calories. And then if you look at this meal right here, this lean protein and this fibrous carb meal, it is almost a negative calorie meal. And when I say that, what I mean by that is it takes as many calories to burn up and break down your protein and your fiber in the lean protein and the fibrous carb as there are calories in that meal. So when your body expends energy digesting that, and you've added the thermogenic effect of MCT, which helps burn a little bit of calories, you get almost a negative calorie meal. That is why Travis calls that particular meal exercise on a plate. And I love exercise on a plate. It's my favorite kind of exercise. So this is the chart that I printed. I had it on my fridge, and then I had it saved on my phone as one of my most recent pictures. Okay. So these are your combinations of foods. We're going to look at this right here. If you will read through this list just gives you some food ideas and options, because that is the first thing everybody asks. What am I going to eat? Well, the first thing you need to do is learn the categories. And obviously we've got that little cheat sheet we just went over. And then you are going to learn the combinations in which you can eat them in. And so that would be a good way to come up with some meals, is by looking at this one. Then this is one of those little blue links right here. Just gives you a little grocery list just to go shopping by. Now, honestly, I would look over this list. I would highlight the things that I like on the list, because I may not like everything on this list. So I wouldn't go out buying all this food. I'd just buy a little bit of it and then make my combination. So we just try to break it down into small little understandable things. And then I really like this sheet right here. Look at this. This is because on Shibboleth, see, we don't exclude any macronutrients. Any program that excludes any macronutrients is not one that you're going to stick with for the rest of your life. Most people are just not willing to give up entire categories of food to lose weight and stick with it for the rest of their life. So this is a really great thing to do right here. Print this out. Write down what you currently eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then if you have any snacks or cravings, write those down. Then in our food library, look those things up, because honestly, you might just need to change a brand that you're using to a brand that has more protein and fiber in it and less fat and sugar in it. And we've done all the work for you. All you have to do is find it in the food library and then write that down. Well, then obviously you want to make sure that you're combining it in the right way, because that is the key to not having an insulin release and being able to lose weight. So this is a really great sheet to have as an exercise for yourself, as in, what do I currently eat? what category is it, and do I just need to switch a brand, and in what way do I need to eat that food? Okay, so this is, we're going to go right here. So all of those are found right above the daily doses in those blue little links, and I hope that helps, all right? So yeah, let me know if you have any questions as we're going over this, but I am going to go to this little dashboard here. And one of the things, we'll let that catch up. I'm going to click on this little food library. Now, if you are not new to Shibboleth, or you've unlocked all your phases in this, you are going to see something much more elaborate than this. So what this is this is just trying to give you some short little lists of what can be in each of these categories, okay? So we have 7 categories of food, and Travis just separated all whole foods out into 7 categories. Now, and this is really a whole food program, but we will teach you how to eat from the frozen food section of the grocery store, how to eat from the middle aisles of the grocery store, and you can utilize the meal replacements and other specialty items that you hear about too. So there's a lot of variety in Shibboleth, I have found. So let's read over just some items that would be considered lean proteins. And 96% or better lean ground meat is a lean protein, okay? Ballpark turkey franks, boar's head London broil, boar's head deli roast beef, boar's head lean deli ham, Borden fat-free sliced cheese, any flavor. And y'all, I really like the Borden's fat-free sliced cheese. It's actually the best tasting fat-free sliced cheese to me. I don't know what Borden's does that other companies don't do, but Borden's does taste the best. Okay, Butterball extra lean all natural turkey breast tenderloins, chicken breast, Dannon Oikos 000 Greek yogurt, any flavor, Dietz and Watson deli lean ham, Dietz and Watson deli London broil. And the reason these are so brand specific right there is because they're the leanest, okay? There's still some available deli meats that are not these, that are still in lean proteins. Egg whites, elk, fat-free Fairlife ultra filtered milk, fat-free cottage cheese, any brand, fat-free cream cheese, any brand. Y'all, there's some great recipes that are made with all those things. Fish. So all fish is considered a category 1, even though shellfish has been separated off into category 7. Hebrew National 97% fat-free beef franks, hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, Lifetime fat-free cheese, Life Light Gimme Lean meatless veggie breakfast patties, if you're vegetarian or vegan. Life Light Smart Deli meatless pepperoni slices, Light Life Smart Deli meatless veggie bologna slices, Light Life Smart Deli meatless veggie ham slices, and then we kind of go on from there. Low fat cottage cheese, ostrich. We just throw some other things in there. Pork tenderloin. Now that's not pork chops, that's pork tenderloin, turkey breast, venison. So there's just a short little list. Now what you're going to want to do is pull about 10 of those out that you like, because you don't need to overwhelm yourself. Pull out 10, make a list of your favorite 10 lean proteins. And then we're going to read over this next column, and I want you to make yourself a list of 10 of your favorite fibrous carbs. So any leafy green is a fibrous carb. Artichokes, asparagus, baby corn, bamboo shoots, bell peppers, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, Carb Quick. Okay, now that's not a vegetable, obviously, but that's like Bisquick, but it is made, it's a category 2 fibrous carb in our world, which is a blessing. It's a biscuit and baking mix. Don't use the recipes from the box, though. Make sure you use an approved recipe for Carb Quick from our recipe library. Cauliflower, celery, cucumbers, dill pickles. A lot of people use dill pickles as freebies. Eggplant. Oh, and back over to the lean protein. A lot of people use egg whites as their freebies. Flat Out Light Original Flatbread, green beans, Healthy Life 35-calorie breads, Healthy Life 40-calorie breads, hemp flakes, hemp protein powder, hot peppers, kale, kimchi, kraut, mushrooms, okra, pickled artichokes, pickled okra, any brand, pumpkin, romaine lettuce, snow peas, spinach, sprouts of any kind, squash, all squash, and sweet peppers. So that's just a little list of category twos. Now, what I would do with category twos is I'd make myself a list of 10 vegetables, and I would also go ahead and pick out maybe the breads that you liked. Okay. So I have found that one of the real popular ones is Nature's Own double fiber wheat bread, but Thomas Light 100-calorie English muffins are in there. I love the Joseph's mini pitas, the Joseph's lavish bread, and the Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. So those are the ones that I do for my breads. So here's another thing. I would just never buy another bread product that is not a fibrous carb category 2. So we have them. So why would you ever buy something that's not? Because they are better for you. So in this list that we just went over, there was a mixture of breads and vegetables. So I would kind of make a list of 10 vegetables, because vegetables are actually better than even the breads that are listed here. But hallelujah, amen, there are breads listed there, okay? And that is how we make this program practical, sustainable, and fun, because you're not having to eliminate food. I mean, this program brings food. It actually brought food back to my life. And then the other thing is, I want you to know why some breads come in this category. They come into this category because these breads break down in your body more like a green bean, because they have enough protein and enough fiber in them to break down more like a green bean than a regular bread. So that's how they ended up in category 2. All right, so let's look at some category 3 energy carbs. We've got whole grain bread, 100% whole grain bread, no more than 100 calories, it says. And if you click on these things, it'll actually take you to that in the food library so that you can read more about it. We have 100% whole grain pasta. I would not just go into the store and buy any 100% whole grain bread or whole grain pasta. I would personally want to make sure that I have seen it with my own 2 eyes in the food library. Okay, because in the food library, we have done all the work. There's well over 5,000 approved foods in the food library. And if you want to add something to the food library, take a picture of the front of the item and then the back of the item, the nutritional value, and you will post the front and the back picture in the Shibboleth Fixed It group, and Kim Shibboleth will look it over, and if she is able to add that to the food library, she will. It'll be there for you and for all the other members to look at too. So I call Shibboleth members supporting members backed by the Shibboleth team, because there's a lot of members and there's not that many team members. So we have to support each other, but then the team members do those types of things. We have Bonito bean chips, any flavor, black-eyed peas. All of your peas and your light beans are going to be in the category 3 energy carb list. Carrots, corn, Crowder peas, double bites chips. Those can be bought at the Shibboleth store. Ezekiel bread, field peas, green peas, grits, lima beans, long grain brown rice, onion, red potato, steel cut oats, any brand, sweet potato, tomatoes, white potato, whole grain, amaranth, and yellow onion. And so those are the kind of the things, though, that I stayed away from in weight loss. So I'm just telling you the truth. I stayed away from those in weight loss. But when I wanted, like I said, if I wanted to feel like I was having a holiday, but really not be having a holiday, then that's when you go to one of those combination charts that are your category 1 lean protein, something from this category, something from this category, and something from this category. It makes you feel like you're having a holiday, but you're not going to come out of EFB for doing it. So while we're here right now on this particular list, we are going to, I'm going to talk about food combinations, okay? And if you look right here, there's a little chart right there. So it's kind of hard to see, but I know what it says. That first one says lean protein. So over here, if I wanted to just have a hamburger patty and I want to eat it by itself, I could do that. I could also take that hamburger patty, maybe cook it in some MCT oil, and I could do that. That would be a fast fat burning meal. And then if I wanted to have a category 1 plus category 2, that's why I said for you to create a list of 10 that you like, and then just start, what you do is mix and match. Go, okay, I'll have chicken breast with broccoli tonight. I'll have turkey breast with asparagus tomorrow night. I'll have pork tenderloin with Brussels sprouts tomorrow night. And if you're hearing me say the vegetables and you don't like vegetables, well, first of all, I would start trying some. But secondly, you've got some breads that you could use in there. So go into the food library and find out the things that you do like there in a category 2. Because this is all about figuring out what you like on this program. Because we don't force you to eat anything that you don't like on this program. But look at this. So category 1 and 2 combined cooked in MCT oil, that is the fastest fat burning meal that you can do. But if you want to eat a category 3, so let's just say that you just want some rice for some reason. So category 3, you can have about a quarter cup of it, okay, because you still have to portion control it. You do about a quarter cup of that rice. But if you were going to eat a category 3, you must eat it with a category 1 and a category 2. Because what's happening there is you're going to have a little bit of an insulin release coming from this category 3, but you're letting the protein and the lean protein and the fiber and the fibrous carb negate the insulin release that's going to come from your eating a category 3 energy carb, okay? And that's why this is in the blue column here, because it is not the fastest fat burning meal. It won't take you out of EFB because you've eaten it in the right combination, but it's not necessarily the fastest fat burning meal, okay? And I hope that makes sense. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, protein plus fat, which is a category 4. Let's read some of the things that are in that. We have 4% milk fat or full fat cottage cheese, any brand, 93 to 95% lean ground meat. If it's more than 93% fat, then you don't want to eat it. It's not on the program. Approved turkey bacon, approved turkey kielbasa, baby back ribs, beef liver, bologna, Cabot Sharp extra light cheddar cheese. I love that cheese. I buy that, and the block cheese, I go ahead and I cut it in 50-calorie increments. And then when I have a large fibrous carb salad, then I just shred that on there, and it's so tasty. Chicken drumsticks, chicken liver, chicken sausage, chicken wings, dark meat chicken, dark meat turkey, Gardein lightly seasoned, chicken scallopini, Gardein sweet and tangy barbecue wings, Gardein teriyaki chicken strips, Hebrew National lean beef bologna, Light Life Jumbo Smart Dogs, meatless veggie hot dogs, Light Life plant-based Smart Dogs, Life Smart Bacon meatless veggie bacon strips. Those are kind of wordy, aren't they? Oscar Mayer light bologna, pork ribs, rotisserie chicken, Sargento reduced fat cheese, Spam oven roasted turkey, so that's like Hormel turkey Spam, steak, any cuts of steak, turkey drumstick, turkey legs, and whole eggs. All of those things are a category 4. Now, category 4, you can eat a category 4 by itself if you need to. I say you can do that in a pinch, okay? So optimally, you'd eat it with a category 2 fibrous carb. But I say that you can do it in a pinch because guess what? Sometimes you might wake up in the morning and the only thing you've got in your fridge is eggs. Well, cook some eggs and eat them. And then you go to the grocery store, get what you need, and move forward. Or maybe you are at an event and you walk over and there's a meal there, but the only thing that makes sense for you to eat would be the meat. Well, eat the meat and then move on. But optimally, you would eat it with a category 2. Now, while we're right here, let's talk about this real quick. Let's say you go to a restaurant and you're thinking, I'm going to stay in super, super efficient fat burning mode, and I'm going to have some chicken. Because at home, when you cook chicken, it would be a lean protein. Now, dark meat chicken is a category 4, and chicken with skin is a category 4, but let's just say chicken breast. And you think, I'm going to have a chicken breast, and I'm going to stay in super duper efficient fat burning. Well, we do not know what oil they cooked that in. So you're going to need to consider that lean protein a protein plus fat, because we don't know what oil they cooked into it, and basically they've cooked some oil into it. And so to keep you safe and not having come out of efficient fat burning, then you need to have it with a fibrous carb, a category 2. So look, what it looks like at a restaurant would be to order one of their green vegetables and or squash, and then or have it with a side salad. That's what that would look like. But if you go to a steakhouse, and I love to use that as an example, go to a steakhouse and you order a steak, and a lot of people order that steak and baked potato. You order that. I call that the death plate now, because that is bringing the fat bus big time. And I'm going to explain that right now, because this is something that I think is going to blow your mind. When you have that potato, your body's going to have a huge, huge, huge insulin release. And when your insulin is released in your body, I don't know if you know this yet, you're going to be watching the daily doses, and you might have heard me talk about this last night, but I'm going to repeat it since I've got some new people on here. Insulin is a hormone. Okay. And we know that hormones are powerful. So insulin's a hormone, and it is a growth hormone. And the type of growth hormone that it is a fat storage hormone. Well, none of us want to be storing fat. I mean, if we knew that insulin was a fat storage hormone, we'd be trying to control it a lot before now. But now we know, and we have the secret. This is one of the secrets, y'all, so don't forget it and make sure that you apply it. Um, a fat storage hormone is going to go around, and its job is to pick up fat and store it. So we call insulin on this program, we call it the fat bus, okay? Because if you think about a bus's job is to go around and pick people up and take them to their destination. Well, insulin's job is, because it is a fat storage hormone, is to go and find fat that is floating around in your body to pick it up and take it to its destination, okay? Imagine that. So you've eaten steak, which is a good protein. It's just got a little bit more fat in it, okay? You've eaten something that's a little bit fattier, and you've got that large insulin release from that potato. That stuff is just doing its job. It is going around and it's picking up all those fat lipids from your system and it's storing them. So that's why, and that just it's going to over and over and over, that's going to happen. If you go to a restaurant, you order burger and fries, burger on a bun with fries, oh, that's a death plate too. That's doing the same thing. Now, here's the thing. You want to have that on your holiday? Have that on your holiday and enjoy it. But remember that that is not something we should be doing 365 days out of the year. That's something that we do on a holiday, but then living the plan is coming back to your perfect days too. But see, there's so many things on Shibboleth. If you wanted to have a category 4 protein plus fat hamburger, eat it on a category 2 fibrous carb bread. It'll taste just as good. Put your condiments on there and go with that. So there's lots of different things that you can do in the program that won't make you feel like you're missing out on anything either, okay? Because I get concerned that people feel like they're missing out on certain foods. All you got to do is figure out what works and watch those Facebook groups, because people are smart and they will come up with some ideas that you'll just fall in love with, and it'll make all the difference in the world for you. So watch those, okay? But category 4. So we'll go stop right here and talk about something else. Category 3s, never eat them by themselves, ever, ever, ever. Y'all type in for me, if you're going to eat a category 3, what you need to eat it with. Y'all type that in. Y'all awake? Okay, so you need to have it with a 1, but you need to have it with a 1 and a 2. Yes. Okay. So if you're going to eat anything from the category 3 energy carb column, never eat it by itself. Never. You must eat it. Yes. Thank you. You must eat it with a 1 and a 2, because it takes the protein in the lean protein and the fiber in the fibrous carb to negate the insulin release that's coming from the energy carb. Okay. So if you're going to eat a 3, it must be eaten with a 1 and a 2. Okay. And then look at your category 4. What would you optimally eat a category 4 with? Now, Elsie, you know these things. If you don't, you need to learn them. You've listened enough. Okay, yes, thank you. So category 4 should be optimally eaten with a category 2. Yes, and Karen even adds asparagus. I think that asparagus would be a good choice. All right, so we're going to move over to category 5, fruit. Category 5, fruit. So here's something about fruit. Fruit's good for you. It's very good for you, but we have to treat it a little bit differently in weight loss. So in weight loss, you do not want to eat fruit by itself, okay? So just like a category 3, a category 5 fruit, you do not want to eat it by itself. You must eat it with a category 1 and a category 2. So there's 2 categories, category 3 and 5, that must be eaten in combination with a 1 and a 2. Otherwise, just you're going to have a holiday, okay? So let's read over some category 5s real quick. apples, banana, berries, blackberries, blueberries, cantaloupe, cranberries, dragon fruit, grapefruit, grapes, kiwi, melon, orange, peaches, pineapple, plums, prunes, raisins, raspberries, strawberries. All of those things, any fruit goes in the fruit category. You may also see fruit listed on some of our documents as antioxidant carbs. So if you see AC, that means it's an antioxidant carb. Antioxidants are really, really good for us. Fruit's great for us. We just have to treat it a little bit differently in weight loss, okay? So an antioxidant carb, it goes around in your body. I mean, antioxidants do. They go around in your body and they pick up free radicals, which are damaging to our cells. So fruit is good for you. It's just that we treat it differently in weight loss. So y'all type in for me real quick, what 2 categories must you eat fruit with? Awesome, Jennifer. Yes. Yes, you eat it with a 1 and a 2. Now, here's a little tip though, okay? So for those of you that are like, man, I want my blueberries on my yogurt. I got to have that. What you do is, yes, y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all are getting it. Very good. If you want to have a little fruit with your yogurt, you can do that because you can have up to 50 calories of anything as a condiment. So figure out how many, like this is the way I would do it. I would go to the internet and I would say, how many calories are in an ounce of whatever fruit you want to eat. And then you might just kind of measure that out to make sure you're not doing more than 50 calories. After you've done that once, you know exactly the amount that you could do. And then bam, you know how much fruit you could put on top of your whatever it is you wanted to eat, because you can use anything up to 50 calories. Well, and I'm going to talk a little bit further about condiments in just a second, but you can do that with your fruit. So let's look at category 6 superfood. This is where all your nuts are, your seeds are here, almonds, avocado, butter and peanut butter. The reason it's called butter and peanut butter is it has more protein in it than regular peanut butter. Black beans. So all of your darker beans are here in this category. Hemp hearts, hemp seeds. Now, hemp flakes are in the category 1 lean protein column, but hemp hearts and seeds are category 6 because they have all the macronutrients. See, that's what's special about superfoods. They're all the macronutrients are in a superfood. Jif Natural peanut butter, creamy or crunchy, kidney beans, all nuts, northern beans, nuts and more high protein spread, peanuts, pecans, pinto beans, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, red beans, refried beans, sunflower seeds, walnuts, and Wendy's chili. Not Indy chili, Wendy's chili, because not all chili is made alike. How many beans can you have with a category 2? I would say 1 to 1.5 cups. I would probably stick with 1 to portion control. Because here's the thing. Some people are smaller than other people as in their hands, okay? So this is why the hand rule works really well, because like a man who is 6'3", he's going to have bigger hands. He gets more food. But a lady who is smaller and she has smaller hands, she needs less food, so she's going to eat less food, because you have to start eating for the weight that you want to be. So let's say a 300-pound person but wants to be 200 pounds, then you need to start eating for that 200-pound person. You can't continue eating like the 300-pound person. So that's why the hand rule is really good, because all of our hands kind of match up to the size that we are. So I would say to start off with 1 cup of the beans, and that depending on the size of your hands, you might go up a little bit more, but you still want to portion control it, okay? And category 6, you can eat category 6 with a category 1, a lean protein. You can do that. I'm sorry that my computer screen keeps doing that. Category 2, fibrous carb. You can eat it with that. Do not eat a category 6 with a 3, okay? Because remember, a 3 can only be eaten with a 1 and a 2. And you also don't want to eat a 6 with a 4, because think about this. Remember how I just said a category 6 has all the macronutrients in it? So that means it has a little bit more energy carb in it than other things do. And you don't want to pair that with a protein plus fat, because that has more fat in it. So we're just not going to pair those together, okay? Category 7, shellfish. This is easy. I'm going to just fly through this one real quick. Category 7 shellfish is actually a lean protein. It is really just a category 1. But the reason it was pulled off and it ended up at the end because all the other categories were already set is that some people are allergic to it, and for biblical reasons, some people don't want to eat it, and other medical reasons, okay? But let's have a look at what some of those things are. We have any crab, but not imitation crab, because they use fillers in that. Clams, crawfish, lobster, mussels, oysters, scallops, shellfish, shrimp, and snails. If you want any of that, just go to the food library, and there's a lot of different crabs listed in there. Just kind of see how they're categorizing it, because if it's got too much filler in it, it might be, or maybe they put a little bit of extra fat in there, it might be considered a category 4 rather than a category 7, depending on its nutritional makeup. So I always check everything in the food library, and I don't buy it. It doesn't come in my house if it's not approved. So we're going to talk about condiments real quick. Your nuts and seeds can be used as a condiment, up to 50 calories of it. You can use any 0-calorie or almost 0-calorie seasoning. Avocado, we've got cheeses, hot sauce, fat-free cheese, just different things, okay? So think about this. Absolutely anything that you want to can be used as a condiment, even if it is not in the approved food library under condiments, if it follows this rule that I'm going to give you. It needs to have 5 grams or less of sugar in a serving, and it needs to have 2 grams or less of fat in a serving. So you can remember that because sugar has 5 letters in it, and the other one is fat. You have to have less than 2, and that you're not going to use more than 50 calories of it. So let's say that you're in the grocery store and you like something, and you pick it up and you look at it, and the serving says, oh, it's got 4 grams of sugar per serving in it. Oh, and it's only got 1 gram of fat per serving in it. That would work as a condiment as long as you're not going to use more than 50 calories total on your each meal. So each meal, if you wanted it to, could have up to 50 calories in it as condiments. But keep in mind that we're still trying to go into a calorie deficit. 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories in it, and we've got to get into a calorie deficit of at least 3,500 calories to lose that pound of fat. But if you put together the full shibboleth shield with the combining of the foods, using the right oils and all that kind of thing, then you will get into EFB faster, and you'll get into that calorie deficit and get into efficient fat burning. Because you can burn fat or you can burn fat efficiently, and we like to burn fat efficiently. So where was I going with that? I'm sorry. Condiments, EFB. Oh, so you have 50 calories per meal. Think about that. That's 150 calories in a day. And if you did that over a week's time, that's 1,050 calories. So I would be kind of choosy if having a piece of cheese on something really doesn't even add much to the flavor. And I really wouldn't add it, leave it off, because it'll help you get into a calorie deficit faster by leaving off some of those things. But if you need it, it's available and allowed. Okay, so freebies. I'm going to read over this list of freebies. Freebies can be eaten at any time you want to, but remember, we're still trying to get into a calorie deficit, and I'm going to use these 3 columns right here as an example of that. So any 0-calorie sweetener can be used. Leafy greens, any leafy greens are freebies. Approved seasonings, asparagus, anything that is a category 2 vegetable is a freebie. Chicken bouillon, coffee, that's black, obviously. Egg whites, fat-free broth, beef broth, fat-free chicken broth, monk fruit in the raw 0-calorie sweetener, Pam cooking spray, which you can use, and those kind of things. Xylitol, that's my favorite sweetener, xylitol. But so freebies. So eventually, if you eat a lot of freebies between meals, you're still grazing, okay? So I would kind of go to my water as my first freebie, because if you're trying to get that gallon of water in, you're going to be a lot less hungry. So if you have to have freebies, do them. Some people start off with freebies and then cut them out, that kind of thing. I just did 3 meals a day, and that was it. And I went to bed when I was done eating. I mean, there are times where I had finished all 3 meals by 3 o'clock and I just didn't eat anything else. That was it. I went to bed early and got through it. But then your body gets used to it and you just move forward. Okay. So let's look at snacks. Now there's a lot of different types of snacks. We've got 1 tablespoon of approved peanut butter, the AHS cocoa berry cereal, which sold in the Shibboleth store, some nuts and seeds, asparagus, bonito chips, bio coffee, different things like that. Okay, I'm gonna come back to y'all's questions in just a second. So we got these snacks listed, and then there's some extras. An extra might be a Celsius beverage. My favorite extra is a Cocoa Ringa, and there's other things that are listed. But think about this. If you do freebies, freebies will eventually add up. I mean, they've got a few calories in them. So let's say that you eat about 30 calories of freebies. And then let's say that you have an extra. An extra is often like 70 calories. Well, 30 and 70 is 100 calories. Then let's say you have a snack. Well, our snacks are no more than 200 calories, but if you add that all up, that's 300 calories. See, if you chose not to have those things, that is, you're getting into that calorie deficit quicker. And then if you also kind of really pick out your condiments, then you are getting into a calorie deficit even better. So these things are allowed in a moment of weakness, and they will not take you out of efficient fat burning if you eat just one of them, okay, in a day. But you don't want to be eating them all the time because it's going to slow down your progress. So there are things that are lawful, but not necessarily expedient, and having all of those would not be. Okay. Sarah, this is not on yours. If you're not new, this is going out for new people. And Deborah, you can have a cup of broccoli if that is your one fibrous carb that you're having with your category 1 lean protein. You still want to make sure it fits underneath your hand, though, because you got to keep that in mind. Your hands are really a good estimate of how much food you personally need for your size. So let's look over right here, meal replacements. We've got the AHS cheesesteak pasta, cocoa berry cereal, fettuccine alfredo, macaroni and cheese. All this stuff is sold in the Ciabola store. Pancakes. These Finaflex oatmeal protein pies are so good. Mighty Muffins are really, really popular. G-Butter, high protein, low calorie spread is great. And then just on and on. You've got all these different types of things right here that are meal replacements. If Sarah, talking about what you would do is go into your food library and click on the meal replacement option and heart all the things that you like. And in fact, I'll show y'all that because we're about to wrap this up because we've been going on an hour now. But there are some other things right here that you can use too. Perfect pairing item. Let me kind of talk about that since it's right here. A perfect pairing item is something that does not necessarily fit the food category combination chart, but that it still works. It still is an efficient fat burning meal. So while we're here real quick, I am going to go into the food library and show y'all something. I'm going to click unlock. No, I don't want to click there because I'm sorry, I can do something different. So if you are a member, Sarah, that and whoever else might be on here that is not a new member, then when you go to the food library, you're gonna go right here to this blue. Well, it's green until you hover over it. Click there, and then you're going to click on the food library right here. And I'm gonna show you exactly what I did. And it takes some time to do this, but I mean, once you've done all of these little things to get yourself ready, it's not like they have to be done over and over again. You just start living it. So let's look at these little lists over here on the side. I'm going to go to meal replacement. I'm going to click right there. Okay, so when you are in the food library, do you see these blue tabs right here? if I wanted to make sure that I was eating something that didn't have any gluten in it, you click that filter right there, and it's going to repopulate my list without anything with gluten in it. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. Okay, so it refiltered my list, and then I'm going to show you something else. You see this weight loss meter right here? If you ever see the letters WLM, that's short for weight loss meter. And basically what that is a secondary way to categorize food. So we have cat foods categorized into 7 categories, and then we've got meal replacements and things like that. But this is another way to categorize them. We go from a -3 to a +3. The negative numbers are better for weight loss. 0 is not going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. And the positive numbers are better for maintenance strategies. Now, they would not take you out of the EFB, but it's also going to not be fast for efficient fat burning. So that might be something you want to stick to in maintenance. Okay, so what you do to set that is I'm going to scroll that little ball over here, and I set that for -3 to -1. You do have to hit this set button. So you click right there, and it's going to repopulate my list again. Now my list is going to come up gluten-free and -1 to -3. Y'all tell me if that's not cool. That is so cool. All right. Now, what you do here is you read these things. And this is, see where it says -2 right there? And see how when I hover over that, it says weight loss meter. It's showing you what that is. And then see how I hover over this heart? It says mark or unmark as a favorite. And then if I look at this, 31 users have marked that this is one of their favorites. And then this button right here is if you want to add it to the grocery list. Now, some of the little videos that I do throughout this week that are going to pop into the new member fast track or the second chance group, depending on which one you're in, they're the exact same types of groups. It's just how we bring members back into the program in the beginning, which group they go into. I'm going to show you how to use these things in those videos, so don't miss out on those videos, okay? But let's say that I want to heart something. I'm going to try to find something. Let's say I think brownie butter would be good. First of all, I'm going to click heart right there, and I'm going to heart that. I'm going to click right there, and I'm going to look and see what it says about it. Brownie butter. Okay, that's interesting. It's a cashew spread, and right here it shows you it can be used as a snack, and you may have up to 1 snack per day. Now, remember what I said about snacks, that you can have it in a time of mental weakness, but it's not necessarily expedient for weight loss, but it also will not take you out of EFB, okay? This can also be used as a meal replacement, and it is gluten-free. Your approved portion is 2 tablespoons as a snack or 4 tablespoons as a meal. And then if you scroll down, it gives you the nutritional values there, and then it also gives you another description. If you're having it as a snack, it is a 0 on the weight loss meter, meaning not going to help you, not going to hurt you. If you're having it as a meal, it's a -1 on the weight loss meter. Now, here's what I have to say about some of this stuff. Do you know right here that this, even though it's got less than 1 gram of sugar in there, it's still going to be kind of sweet. It's still going to be tasty. And this is the thing that I had cut out a lot of tasty things out of my diet, but never was losing weight. And now I get to eat all this delicious food that Travis and the team have found for us over the years of him doing this. And we still get to enjoy sweet things and kind of meet that fun little taste bud that we want and still be losing weight, efficient fat burning. So that's how you would do that. So listen to this. Those things that I have hearted, okay, and see, here's another place. Let's say you didn't heart it on the list. You can heart it right here. You can pop it into your grocery list right here. Let's say that you want to rate this as a category. Like, I love this. Put 5 stars. You can put 5 stars on there. You can share this on Facebook. You can tweet it. You can LinkedIn share it. You can Pinterest share it. You can share it on Google, or you can text it and email it to friends. I mean, you can share this stuff, which is crazy. Now, let me show you this. Go into your journal. And in your journal, everything that you have hearted is going to go into your personal favorites. So you don't have to look at that huge food library, because there's a lot of stuff in that food library I'll just never even eat, because I'd probably just, I don't know why I wouldn't eat it. Okay, so you go right here and you go to Sorry, I've got a sensitive mouse tonight and it keeps scrolling up. If you go right here, click on favorite food. It's going to take just a second to populate it, but look, it populated everything that I have hearted in the food library. And so now I have my own personal favorites list. And if I want to search my favorites list, I'll search right there. So maybe I go in there and I put, I'm going to put in milk, just see what pops up, see what I have. Okay, if I put in milk, it pulled up all of those things that I have hearted. Is that amazing? I love that. And then look at right here on this tab, my favorite recipes. All the recipes that I like, they pop up in here. So I don't have to search that big old recipe library anymore. Everything it shows up right there. Y'all tell me if that's amazing. It is. It is absolutely amazing. So this website is phenomenal. But you really just need to make sure that you're eating the right stuff for the first week and living by the Shibboleth Shield and journaling your food. Now, over time, you'll get into everything on the website, and you don't want to discount using the website because it is amazing. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. I hope this was helpful. Awesome. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you. Those of you that live in Georgia, sort of near me, like the Calhoun, the Villa Rica, if I could reasonably get to you, message me or something so that we could figure out a time to get together over the next couple of months. I would like to, one, meet you and meet your friends and things like that, because I'd like to help get you a support group in your area, because it's much more fun to do this with a running buddy and friends, and maybe I can come and talk to your friends about it. You're having trouble finding MCT oil, Jennifer? Well, I'll tell you what, this is what I would do. I would just go to the Shibboleth store and order it, because that's the one we recommend anyway. It's the zero drag MCT oil, and we'll just mail it right to you. When you go to the Shibboleth store, all you have to do is order $30 worth of stuff and they ship it to you for free. So that's what I would do. I'd get it from there. Let's see. Thank you, Elsie. Let's see. When journaling your food, do you do your journal on the website and the app, or does it sync? It syncs. So I do it. I personally like to type rather than poke. I mean, I'm getting old, and these kids are doing it like this, but I'm still a poker on my phone, so I prefer to type. So if I'm doing it on my computer, I go in and do my journal, and whatever I put on my computer, it syncs to my app. But if I'm not at my computer, I'll take a picture with my phone, and I actually voice text it. I'll say, I am eating. No, I don't go into that. I just go in and say 96% lean ground meat, that kind of thing. But it syncs. Also, if you have a Fitbit, you can sync that too. Now, I find that with my Fitbit, I have to leave my Fitbit app open. So if you go into my, I have to leave my Fitbit app, I have to leave it open all the time. Because if I don't leave it open, it doesn't sync. So if yours is not syncing, then just leave your app open, it'll work. Apple Watch. No, it doesn't do that with Apple Watch. And here's why. It's not that we haven't attempted to do it with them. Fitbit is the only one that would work with us. So Apple doesn't do it right now. Yeah, I know, Deborah. Man, we would love to have this synced with everything, but Fitbit was the only one willing to listen. Well, if y'all did not watch the video from yesterday, which is the program overview, the one that was in there yesterday was a video replay from last week, and then I did a live last night. So they're going to go over the same things, but it's going to be slightly differently. So I would say that listening to both would be worth your time, because you can't hurt to hear this over and over and over again in the beginning. And then watch your little videos this week in the mornings when they come out. And I would absolutely love for you to respond to the assignments. So Jennifer, what happened last night was I went on live on Facebook. So did you watch the replay video that I put in there, Jennifer? Awesome. Okay. Well, if you go back in there, I did do a live. I just wasn't through the Zoom room like this. Oh, Deborah, that makes me glad to hear that. Thank you. I love making this easier. Okay. Well, while we're here, I'm going to stop recording